I think the grace of Heavenly Mother, compassion of Buddha Maitreya, Jigong Buddha, virtue of Patriarch, Sujun and Simu, and also Grand Master and Senior Master Lee and Junior Master Lee for allowing me to have this opportunity to host this session. Thank you all. Today we are going to talk about Invocation Sutra. So this is a series of a session. So more specifically, today we are going to cover the topic on the constellations. So in the ancient time, when the people see the cosmos, first of all, they see a lot of stars and constellations. So they divide the cosmos into 28 sections. And because all the constellation, it goes around the sun, scattering around. So the ancient people divide them into 28 constellations. But then they also use their imagination to divide them into 4 segments. And they say, wow, this constellation, the shape looks like a phoenix. And this constellation looks like a tiger. So here, that's why we see that why the Chinese have the tiger on the right, the dragon on the left, the phoenix in the bottom, and the turtle on the top. And they realize that in the springtime, the dragon is always appear on the east, and phoenix always appear on the south. Tiger always appear on the west. Turtle always appear on the north. And they divided the constellation into, after they divide the constellation into this 4 zones, they also assign each 4 zone with 7 constellation. So there's 7 constellation in each direction. So 7 times 4, it becomes 28 constellation. In our Chinese astrology, you see this picture. This dragon here is this dragon here. In the ancient time, they try to picturize this into some kind of object or some kind of picture that they can relate to, and they imagine that this is a dragon. Does this look like a dragon to you? It does, right? you have to use your imagination. And then this is a phoenix. The phoenix has the wing open. In the ancient time, the Chinese is very creative in their mind. That's why the Chinese character is a pictogram. This one is tiger. This one is white tiger, which is this one here. Again, Chinese is very creative. So in the future year, when we study I Ching, we also have to be creative too, because Fuxi used the 3 lines to represent the earth, the mountain, the water, and the wind, thunder, fire, lake, and heavens. When you look at this, you just have to use your imagination. So let's study a little further. This dragon on this side, it's called the blue dragon. The ancient Chinese also give a color to each animal. So this blue dragon has its Western astrology associated with it. And this black turtle right here, is this one here, we call it the black tortoise or the black turtle. And this is the Western astrology associated with the black turtle. And the white tiger, it's right here. White tiger of the West. So the white tiger, when you think about a white tiger, we say the white tiger of the West, the black turtle of the North, the dragon of the East, and the phoenix of the South. So the phoenix, it has a different name. Sometimes we call it the red bird or the vermilion of the South. And this is the Western astrology that associate with the red bird. So how do we find out this 28 constellation? In China, in the province of Shanxi, in the city of Xi'an, there is a temple called Zhongnanshan Gu Lo. It was built more than 2,600 years ago. It has 28 constellations in it. There's a statue. It does not have the constellation, but it has the deity that's related to the constellation. As you can see right here in the picture, it's not so clear. So each one that you see here is the deity that associate with this constellation. So yesterday I was looking for some kind of image that you can see. I discovered that in Shanxi, Yuhuang Miao, in this Yuhuang Miao, it was built. So this Yuhuang Miao was established during the Sui dynasty. Inside the Yuhuang Miao, it has the world's most profound 28 constellation. So as you can see, each statue, I believe it's like 8 or 9 feet tall, and each one have their facial expression carved vividly, and they all have a different color of clothing, different gesture, different things that they hold in their hand. They wear different hat. There's men and a woman. So some look very scary and some look more like a scholar. And they all have animal next to it. It's very interesting that they sometimes hold a different animal and sometimes you see a little fox or a little something behind them. There's a lizard. In order to go into see this 28 constellation, you have to go through this Cheng Huang Miao. But there's a double wall that you have to go through. And they are in a very dark environment. In other words, it's not well lighted. Keep in mind, this was built more than 1,600 years ago or 1,700 years ago. So it was not well lighted. And it's almost like going to a cave. So so it's interesting. So if any one of you go to China, you can go visit these two places. The difference between Zhongnanshan Gulou and Yuhuang Miao is that in Zhongnanshan Gulou, in this picture, all the constellation, it's outside, it's outdoor. But in Yuhuang Miao, here, everything is indoor. So this is the 28 constellation in 2D dimension. So you can see that this is It looks like everywhere, but still the Chinese divide them into 4 different zones. This is the black turtle. This is the black turtle, the white tiger, the green dragon, and the red birds. And here I want to share with you the picture of 28 constellation. Each figure represents the deity who protect the constellation. They almost have 4 or 5 characters in the name. So for example, this one is Sun. You can see Sun, and this one is Zi. This is how we name them in English. And this one is Kui and Bi. Kui and Bi. All this one you see here, they don't have the little animal with them. In the earlier video, we see that the little animal, the rabbit, the raccoon, the snake, the fox, but this one doesn't. This one is Si and Wei. Si and Wei. And they don't look as scary. This one is Fang and Xin. Fang and Xin here. This one is Xin and Liu. Xin and Liu. Di and Kang. So the English pronunciation is on the left upper corner. Di and Kang. This one is Niu and Dou. Bi and Mao. So when we say his name is Bi, his real name is actually 5 characters. Instead of, but we just say Bi for like a shortcut for abbreviation. And this one is Mao. This one is Qi and Wei.
Is this part of Buddhism or Taoism?
It's Taoism. Yi and Zhang. I think the curl thing behind them, maybe it's their clothes, but in a wavy form. It shows that they are in the clouds. Okay, and this one is Wei and Lou. This one is Xu and Yu. So definitely in the constellation, there's female figure. And this one is Jiao and Zhen. List out the 28 constellation. On this first slide is 1 to number 14. The next slide is 15 to 28. Now let me go back to the first one. So it has number 1 to number 14. Here's the Chinese name, and this is its pronunciation. And this is the third column is the meaning behind it. And on the right, on the next column, is the Western name of astrology, because somehow the Chinese 28 constellation has to equate with the 27 constellation in the Western zodiac or the Western constellation, right? So I put that in this 2 slide here.